Hi everyone, I want to talk today about the decision to litigate. Do you litigate or don't you? Big decision, lots involved, and it's something that really depends on your personal circumstances, so I'll go through that in this video. Hi, I'm Alex Martin. I'm a commercial litigation specialist, and these are my no-bull legal tips for business owners. Okay, we're talking today about the decision to litigate. Now, it's very much a personal decision. I can't give you a general rule, you should always litigate, you should always not litigate. It really depends on what's in dispute and where you are in your life. What I can tell you, and where your business is, I should say, what I can tell you is there's some general features of litigation that you've got to understand before you make the decision to litigate. And the first and probably the most important is that litigation can go on a long time and can cost a lot, but can also be very short and can be relatively cheap. It really depends on when a settlement is achieved. So if you issue a court proceeding, the only way it'll be resolved is if the court make a final decision or if you settle with the other side. Now, normally settlements are a lot more common than the court making a final decision. In fact, only about 2% of cases that are issued in Australia go through to final hearing. So you're likely to settle well before the final hearing, and it's really a question of when that settlement is achieved to how long the litigation will take and how much it'll cost. So if you settle the proceeding the day after you issue or within a short time of issuing proceedings, and a lot of cases are settled quite shortly after proceedings are issued, then the cost is going to be quite low, and the time taken to resolve the matter is going to be quite low. Whereas if you go all the way through to trial or settle a day before the hearing or whatever, then it's likely to maybe take a year and a half, 2 years, and cost in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So in the case of, say, debt recovery disputes, I mean, I've issued hundreds of small debt recovery proceedings, and all of them have settled. I've never run a debt recovery proceeding to trial, and most of them have settled after the proceedings are issued without a defence even being filed. Whereas large, complex commercial disputes might settle at the mediation, or are much more likely to settle at the mediation and not likely to settle immediately after the proceedings issued. So you really got to look at what type of dispute you've got and where your business is, and how important the dispute is to your business. The other thing I'd say is, obviously, a lot of people say litigation is very expensive, avoid it at all costs, and by all means litigation is expensive and it's a real distraction from your business and it's very stressful. I'd agree with all of those comments. But the other side of it is, if you don't litigate, what do your options look like? Now, maybe you can negotiate a resolution if you compromise a bit more, and that's great, but maybe you can't. Maybe the other side won't talk to you at all. Maybe it's mission critical, this particular issue, and if it is and you don't litigate, what is the impact on your business? And it may well be that litigation's the best choice in that context, might be the only choice in that context, but it really depends on where your business is at and what the subject matter of the litigation or the proposed litigation is to whether it's a good idea or not to litigate. So you really got to look at what does my business look like if I don't litigate? What does my life look like if I don't litigate? Will I look back in a year's time and my business is decimated as a result? Will I look back in a year's time and have forgotten about it anyway? And if you're going to move on with your life and move on with your business and avoid the litigation, by all means do. But if it's something that's going to stick in your craw, or if it's something that's going to really damage your business, then I think you've got to think about litigation very carefully. So as I said, it all really comes down to your personal circumstances, your business circumstances, and the subject matter of the dispute. Any questions, please message me. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.